Hello there, guys. Axel here. Welcome to this, I guess, state of the channel update sort of video. It's been a while since I've just done one of these where I've just kind of talked to you guys, as many of you have probably noticed, unless a lot of you are new, in which case, welcome. I have gotten, like, over 100 subscribers the past couple months, which is pretty cool. Nice to see an uptick there. Very, very nice to see an uptick there, actually. It's been a while since the channel's had that sort of momentum. Like, I know compared to huger channels, like, that's not much, but for my channel, that's really cool. So I'm excited about that. More people commenting as well. Very good. Tells me, like, hey, I think I'm doing a good job again. Yay. So that's cool to see. Yeah, so speaking of the shift in the type of content, a lot of you guys who are new to the channel probably are coming from the newer style of videos I've been doing. They've been a lot shorter and more concise, I guess, more heavily edited than I used to do. And I mean, obviously that's working. The response has been good on those, so that's nice to see. Because before that, I often did more rambly, longer videos that could have been a lot shorter than they were. So both from the perspective of they're getting a better response and I don't get bored watching through them, I'm glad I started doing the shorter, more edited videos. I think it was a good decision to make. Another thing I used to do with my other ones a lot was, like, I would have a face cam on the screen. Part of the reason that's gone is because my webcam, I think it died at one, because I say I think it did because at one point it just like OBS just stopped recognizing it for some reason, and then I tried unplugging it and plugging it again a couple times, and I didn't try rebooting my computer at the point to keep testing it, which might have helped, but yeah, I haven't actually looked at it again since then, and I also don't remember where I put it. Otherwise, this video would not just be staring at my desktop, it would actually be probably my face instead. So, I don't know, some of you might prefer this, some of you might have preferred to see my face again. But yeah, that's a small part of the reason why things changed. It was kind of like that happened, so it's like, okay, I can't really show my face on video for the moment anymore, unless I get a new webcam. So, hey, that's a good time to try a new type of video. So I think it all worked out in the end. I think it did all work out. So, yeah, so I mean, I also want to say thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you guys for watching, commenting, liking, all that good stuff. Thank you guys so much. It's like I said earlier, it's nice to see things like actually picking up again, so that tells me, okay, the new way that I'm doing videos, it is working. People are liking it, and that's awesome to see. So, thank you guys. I know I don't respond to comments a lot. I don't. I read every comment. I don't respond to a whole lot of them. It's nothing personal. I'm just, how should I put it? I suck at being social, and I how should I put this? I guess social anxiety would be a good way to put it. I'm just not great at talking to people that I don't really know anything about. So, you know, it's nothing against you guys. I'm just not a super social person. That's part of the reason why I like doing videos like this, because technically I'm talking to an audience, but technically I'm talking to myself in front of a microphone. So, yeah. But either way, thank you guys. Thank you guys. So, I also wanted to talk about, well, I wanted to ask you guys for suggestions. So I've been doing a lot of shorter videos on things like a lot of elementary applications. I still want to do more of those, of course. If you guys are using elementary OS and you have any favorite applications you think I should do a quick review of, let me know. Do let me know. because there might be some that are like that I just haven't really experienced yet that maybe I should. Maybe I'm not aware of how cool they are, So let me know of your favorite applications. I'm also wanting to do a video sometime that's like it's going to be kind of like the shorter review videos I've already been doing, but like multiple apps in one, just briefly going over each app as like a must-have apps for elementary video, with the requirement, of course, being that they are designed for elementary, so they have to be from App Center. So, well, okay, that's a soft requirement. That is a soft requirement, because, like, like, my feed reader here, technically it's not in App Center, but I guess it kind of looks more GNOME-like. That's kind of debatable. I know when I first... Okay, when you look at screenshots for it on the GitHub page, it is very clearly, like, made on elementary. This is going to go off topic for a second, but hold on. GitHub feed reader. Like, technically it's not an App Center, but the screenshot is clearly from elementary, right? So if there's any apps you guys can think of like that, like even though that's technically not an App Center, it still very clearly looks like it was designed for elementary. I might make an exception there. I might actually put this on one of the must-have lists, because I'm probably not going to do just one video like that. I'd like to make that kind of a series. So I've got a few ideas for part one now. I got one tweet on Twitter with suggestions about that. If you guys have suggestions for must-have elementary apps, please let me know. And other than that, while I have been kind of focusing on elementary, because, well, obviously, I'm using it. It is my favorite Linux distribution, my favorite operating system. I am still very open to suggestions on other Linux distros to take a look at, any cool free and open source applications to take a look at. Some of you are probably noticing that I have elementary tweaks installed. I do have it installed. I have not actually tweaked anything like permanently with it. Pretty like everything here is default, because I kind of just installed it to like when I'm bored occasionally and want to take a look at some of the themes and stuff. I've been trying to do a video on elementary tweaks, but it's kind of from the perspective of I don't personally recommend it, but if you guys really want to use it to like add your minimize button, to add the minimize button, here's how you do it. But otherwise, I don't really recommend bothering with it. That's mostly because I like the default elementary experience, but everybody's different. And, if you install something on your computer, if you install Linux distro on your computer, you can do with your computer what you want to do with it. So, I don't like it. Other people might want it. I don't know. I'm kind of trying to figure out how to do that video right, I guess. So yeah, if you guys have suggestions for things, let me know. And I think that's about all I wanted to cover for this video. I think... Oh, no. Okay, so another thing I've kind of been thinking about doing is, I kind of want to do a regular type of news show. I don't quite want to call it a podcast, because I can't promise it would be available through like traditional RSS feed stuff for feed or for podcast apps and stuff. I would try to do that, of course, but I'm not going to promise that up front. But yeah, some kind of regular news show, maybe weekly. I don't want to commit to weekly. Something like that. I'm trying to think of a good name for it. At one point, I was gonna like I had talked about it on Twitter a little bit, a couple months ago, where I did word it as podcast at that time, and I was like, all right, if I do this, I might call it the Ham Sandwich Podcast. And apparently, that was already a thing. Or wait, no. That wasn't, but there was breadcrumbs. Because a long time ago, I had kind of started a podcast called Breadcrumbs. But well, okay, I say podcast, it was not available in audio form. It was just on YouTube. Like it was a recording of a Skype group chat. Who remembers Skype? Who still uses Skype, especially on Linux? I'm sure some people do, but why? I know people have the reasons that they're stuck to apps like that. I know. Yeah, so I want to do some kind of regular news show like that. I don't know if it'd be weekly, bi-weekly, monthly. Monthly might be too long. I don't know if I'd be able to commit to weekly. Maybe weekly. But just, typical keeping up with cool news in the Linux and free software world. Although I don't want to say that there's not a lot that interests me, but it's just like I don't know. I feel like on one hand, I kind of want to keep focused more on like Linux on the desktop type stuff, especially elementary, other things like that. Um, I do also want to give Linux Mint, the next release of Linux Mint, when that comes out, a good look at, and to be fairer to it than I was in my other Linux Mint video, because I was kind of harsh on it for no good reason. And I want to reiterate something that I said in that I was talking about like how many settings there were. I'm not saying that too many settings are necessarily a bad thing. It's just how they're organized, which again is why I really appreciate elementary, because there's, in my opinion, enough settings for most of what you would need to do. And if you really wanted to adjust other stuff, you can install elementary tweaks, or you can just go in deeper with like dconf or something. Yeah, okay, so I've dragged this on long enough. To summarize, thank you guys for watching. I should have ended with that. Thank you to all my new subscribers and viewers. Great to have you here. Brain fart. I'm looking for suggestions for elementary apps to look at, must-have elementary apps, any cool free and open source software apps, any Linux distributions you think I should take a look at, and thoughts on a regular type of news show. I don't know what I'm going to call it because, yeah, like I said, Breadcrumbs was already taken by some food thing, which, I mean, makes sense. And then, right, then the other idea was Ham Sandwich Podcast. That's kind of an inside joke with some of my streams from a while ago from Pokemon Let's Go. That was, yeah, that's kind of just become a running thing since then, Ham Sandwich Podcast. So I might still go with that, even though it would be based on like Linux and tech news, which would not draw in the views or listens or whatever, I'm sure, because why would you go to something called the Ham Sandwich Podcast to look at news on stuff? But whatever. So yeah, because otherwise I'm just going to be boring and call it the Axel Tech Podcast or something, or Axel Tech Weekly, the Axel Tech Show. I don't know. So either something boring like that, or I'm calling it the Ham Sandwich Podcast. We'll see. If it actually happens. I'm not guaranteeing it will happen. I'm just kind of thinking about it, because I also don't mind doing just the standalone, hey, this is the thing I'm talking about sort of video. Because it's shorter and more concise, and, people will know if they care about the thing that I'm going to be talking about. So, I don't know. Plus, it probably wouldn't be as interesting to do something like that solo unless I kept it pretty short, and I'm not exactly well acquainted with other members of the Linux YouTuber community, so there's that too. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Once again, thank you all for watching. This has gone on way too long, this video. Man, jeez, I'm calling 15 minutes too long when I used to do like half-hour videos. Jesus. Okay. Yeah. I am calling this too long. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys for watching.